Welcome guys, another new episode of the SAK show brought to you by MacCoffee, only on Zindagi TV. Before I introduce our guest over here, just a big shout out to Royal Orchid Azuri as our accommodation and hotel partner. Not forgetting the Bollywood Casino and the Wet Lounge. So, I'm bold, but the guy we're going to talk to today has made a very bold statement and history in the rallying industry. Baldev Chagar, Baldi, thank you so much for coming on board.
Pleasure to be here, Shaheed.
Thank you. And you know, it's like you were one of the youngest drivers. You know, when it all started, when the rallying thing has actually hit Kenya, and you know, we are like rallying. Like there's so many drivers right now, but we have to start from the core of it, and that's where Baldi comes into the picture.
I think it evolved from my name, like Baldev, without the V at the end.
So
I think it just
Baldev
because of that.
Okay.
I think it's like that because nobody in my family can give me a straight answer that why am I called this name. Rallying has brought me into the limelight, but I'm just like any other person. I do my business. I take care of my children.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Baldi. You've actually created history with what you've done, and I'm sure in that in your career so far, how many years has it been to date?
24 years
24
since I started
years.
rallying.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And before that was bikes and go-karts, and so
yeah. So your
30
best
plus.
and your worst experience.
Best experience would definitely be winning the Safari Rally, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Worst experience was a big crash I had in the Opal in one of the training rallies, but we still walked out.
You walked out safe.
Yeah, safe.
Nothing crucial about that.
Crucial.
Yeah. And biggest challenge that you've faced in your rallying career?
The biggest challenge that I have faced, and I think anybody can face, is financial. Getting good sponsors, it's very difficult. You really have to prove yourself, and to prove yourself you need money. Like in many other aspects in life.
You know, since you brought that up, you know, there's like rallying is a very expensive sport.
Yeah.
So you need a strong financial backing for it.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, there are many people who come into it, do it as a hobby, and then they just drop out of it.
Yeah.
So
I was very lucky, like I said. I had everything there. You know, people think it's just about sitting in a car and off you go. It's not about that. It's what backup do you have? Do you have little drums for fuel to carry? Do you have a little trolley jack? Do you have a toolbox?
There's a lot
that goes into it, and luckily I had it all given to me. The old man helped me out financially, definitely. And when I graduated from university, then he said, "Son, you're on your own." To be very honest, it took me 18 years before I got a corporate sponsor, a good corporate sponsor. But in between we had little sponsors, you know,
here and there, support from friends and family. If I want to get into rallying, I'm sure the viewers out there must be like, okay, you know what, how much money do you need for a good decent car? The car itself is a major cost, but I get a triple S Datsun or something, and I say, okay,
is this a very tricky bit? And a lot of people ask me this question. A lot of customers come to me and say, I want to start, I want to buy a cheap car, and in this sport, unfortunately, cheap is expensive. Because you find by the end of the day, okay, you've done one event, and okay, this broke down, that broke down, you're not happy with the shock absorbers, you're not happy with this, you're not happy with that, and by the end of it, you put the math together, you could have actually bought a better car. And so I always tell all my customers and friends and whoever wants to get into the sport, think and don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Look for a decent car. If it's expensive, there's a reason it's expensive. If it's cheap, you're in trouble.
So you rather wait.
You just wait, get yourself sorted out, get good advice, get the right kit, and then get the right training, and off you go.
So apart from the adrenaline rush, you know, I've never understood this, and that's why I have the best sitting right next to me. You know, it's like, what do you get out of it? The adrenaline rush you get while you're in it, it's a drive, I know. It's the excitement and everything. Now you spend, let's say, 5 million bob on a car and your kit and everything, and then you're in it. So you go for it. if you finish or you don't finish, what's the excitement in it?
It's a very difficult one to explain, but it's something that gets into your blood and never comes out.
It's like a drug.
It's like a drug. It's completely, it's an addiction. It's like some people addicted to the
Because at the end
this is similar.
Normally when you win, is there like cash prizes?
No.
It's just a trophy. I
get a trophy and off you go. And
you get a trophy and maybe champagne
a bit of
or
champagne,
Coca-Cola. You just do that. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get, and you get points rewarded for that. And at the end of the year, the maximum amount of points, you're the national champion or not.
And again, you get a trophy.
And you get a tropy.
So how does it serve you financially?
It doesn't.
And you know, on that note, let's talk about navigators now.
Yeah.
You know, on a lighter note, I've seen rally drivers; they're constant, but the navigators keep changing. Some have their diehard navigators, and you know, they become icons, and they get proper recognition as the drivers as well. How crucial is your navigator, and how is it that? Let me ask you, your navigator has changed over and over, or what?
I probably in my whole career have had 5 or 6 co-drivers, navigators.
24 years, that's worth it. That's okay.
But a co-driver is somebody who's actually so important in the car. Is like a marriage when you're in there, because you have to have absolute trust in what this person is telling you. Because you're going down the road at 180 kph and he tells you over that little brow, we call it a brow, it's like a hill you can't look over.
Trust factor.
Is it straight and can you keep your foot down, or is it a slow corner after that? So it's how much trust do you have in the co-driver. So many people find that combination or that relation and they stick to one person for such a long time. I unfortunately have had to change them because Farouk Yusuf, who was my very first co-driver, he passed away. And after that I had Tinu Khan, he migrated, so I had to change again. I had Raju Semi, we actually got him out of retirement, and after 2 years he says, I want to retire again. So off he went. And then I have Ravi Soni, my current co-driver, who have won 2 championships, 2 safaris with. And we have a really good gel, and I don't think I will look for anyone else. Though in between I had to have somebody else because he had a back injury. So I had
so your reasons have been genuinely...
But generally you will find that.
But to get that perfect one is the problem.
Perfect match, it's a very difficult task.
It's sad, yes, but it's also very inspiring to a lot of people. You had a couple of major accidents.
Yes.
But the inspiring comes because after that you didn't stop. You know, generally guys will say, hey, that's it, man. You know, I've just beat at death, I don't want to pass it again. You know what I mean? But you actually came out of it. You fought it pretty well, and you even won after that.
Yes. So,
please share that with us.
Again, it's just the addiction. I don't know, it's just the addiction to speed, to that adrenaline that you get. And then also one thing that keeps your mind sane is the amount of safety that's coming into these new cars, the amount of kit and the roll cages and the belts, and everything is so technologically advanced that you actually feel safer in a rally car than in your normal car that you're going home in.
So do you practice for races, or is it a walk in the park for you now?
We still practice. I practice with my team, the Baldev Chagar racing team. Our cars are now prepared in Nakuru, and we have a little farm there where we go.
So you have to practice it out, and
you have to test the car. While you're testing the car, obviously it's a practice to yourself, and just to make sure everything's working and the car, the setup is correct. You know, it gets really technical.
So you do it what, twice a week, thrice a week, once a week, or once a month?
Maybe once before a rally, maybe twice.
That's it.
It is also expensive practicing. It's not a cheap affair.
Do we have training in Kenya for rallies?
Unfortunately not. But if you really look hard enough, you will. You
can get someone to give you.
Because in the past I have helped out a lot of younger generation drivers.
So, any chances of you retiring, or it's a long way to go?
Done it for 24 years, like I said. So
you're gonna do it for 24 more?
I'm not too sure. I think as long as I'm competitive and as long as I am sponsored, I think I'll carry on. So when it comes to retirement, I don't think I completely retire, because there's many events that you can do when you like the classic rally, which I've done with my good friend Onkar, right? And a classic Porsche 911, and probably the best fun I've had in a rally car for 10 days non-stop. Beautiful experience.
So what's your dream car, bro? Something that you'll I want to.
I actually have 3 dream cars. I would love to collect one day, and I have to be rally cars. One's a Toyota Celica, the rear-wheel drive model of that. The one like Walde got one number of safaris with. Lancia 037 and an Opel Manta 400.
Wow.
Those are my 3 dream cars. I would love to have one day.
Tell me, last but not least, who's like your idol in the rallying world and also in general?
Previously you had asked me this question, training and this, that or the other. When we lived in Lavington, we were very, very lucky to have in our guest house for many years a local rallying legend, Patrick Giroux.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so he's actually dropped me to school a couple of times. That's the kind of relationship I have with him.
Those are like good old days. I was his fan when I was in school.
What a magical driver, and luckily he had the exposure to go out with all the big teams and with works drivers like Colin McRae, Richard Burns, Juha Kankkunen, and he learned so much from them. And being with him, at one time we used to be part of his service crew. I learned so much from him.
So and apart from rallying, any other idols? Generally?
A couple of movie stars, musicians.
Movie stars? What's your favorite movie star?
My favorite.
Don't say Amitabh Bachchan.
No, I don't watch too many Indian movies, unfortunately. But
George Clooney now.
George Clooney is a good actor.
Yeah, the looks coming there. I can see that.
Al Pacino is a really good actor. I love his movies. There's Danny DeVito for comedy. It's really. There's a couple of them. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So you are lucky to have Team Jerry to give you advice. Now, you give advice to our viewers.
I would tell everyone first and foremost, be safe on the roads. That's what one of the biggest concerns we have, that everyone who thinks he can be a rally driver wants to try and be a rally driver on the public roads, and it's really difficult. Join a local motoring club. We have motoring clubs all over the country. We have in Kisumu, Eldoret, Mombasa. We have a couple in Nairobi, Nanyuki. So you are close to a motoring club. Find out, join them, maybe start doing a control, talk to the people around there, get into it, and then you want natural advice, then it will come from such clubs. And obviously
get good money, sponsorship.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you don't want to start it and then you stop.
Yeah.
Welcome to the SAK show, brought to you by MacCoffee, and we are here with the legend Baldev. Baldev, I've been going on and on. It's like people who are watching will be like, SAK is so against rallying or what? No, I'm not against it. But it is a very expensive hobby. It's like Apple is an expensive hobby. You know what I mean? So sponsors, who have been your backing over here? I know right now MacCoffee is supporting my show.
Correct.
I've got Royal Orchid, Azure, the Wet Lounge, and of course Bollywood Casino. Who's your backing, bro?
If I could tell you the little bit that we have.
Share them all.
Like when we started over the 18 years before we actually got a corporate sponsor, it was my co-driver Farooq Yusuf was a big help. Chemigas was his company. There's the old man's company, Chagar Engineers. There's friends who didn't want their names mentioned. We had our first sort of decent sponsorship was a company called Shamsher. They were dealing in life fitness gym equipment.
Wow.
It was all right. It was not very big, but it was a stepping stone. And once we invested in a better car, we had a company called Osho Chemicals come on board. They were also not massively big, but financially they did help out a little bit. It's something that you didn't have in your pocket. And then one day I got a call from a chap called Kailesh Jobanputra from Triton Petroleum. He says, would you like to have your car in our full colors? Naturally, I said yes. Again, what they gave was 2 million shillings, which was not enough, but
something rather than nothing.
It was really good. And with that, we won our first national championship that year with Triton. So that was the real boost. Then unfortunately, I think everyone knows what happened to Triton. They went down.
That's another story for a long day.
And I was orphaned by them basically, and I was approached then by Oil Libya, with whom I was with for I think about 3 years. I think the again very good sponsor and a corporate sponsor, very professional. And in the meantime, then as I moved on, selling my cars and getting new ones, I ended up selling one of my the car I won the championship with to my great friend today, Onkar Rai, and they came on board as a sort of partial sponsor with Oil Libya. And then at the start of the season, about 3 years ago, they said, "Hey, we'll want to take over everything." And that has been a brilliant sponsorship. They have been my complete backbone, and with them I've won 2 championships back to back, 2 Safari Rally victories. They've actually become like family, more than family actually.
So if you accidentally dropped your favorite gloves in the toilet, would you pick it or flush it after you've done the big job?
You got me there. I was going to say before or after.
Favorite gloves, bro?
Damn, I think I flushed them.
Favorite things you do with your fingers and hands apart from driving?
In school, I was very good at art. My mum was actually an art teacher, so I loved drawing and did logos and lots of little things. And after school, after university, I really never went into that kind of field where I could improve or do something with the media world or whatever. So I take my art to in another way.
Seriously.
So the way I build cars, the way I rebuild engines or gearboxes or shock absorbers. Those are to me that's the fun thing I do. Like at the moment, I'm restoring an old Nissan rally car. That's like a real art piece to me. Because it has to be absolutely perfect. Everything has to be spot on. That's my
that's
my
your
art.
artist.
Yes.
So okay, I can still utilize your fingers and hands appropriately. Any chance your kids putting them into rallying?
I've got 3 daughters, 3 beautiful girls. One's 9, 4, and about 1.5.
I know women rallying is also on the rise.
I would definitely support them, encourage them to take part in events. They already ride the quad bikes and stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out how to go about it. Because the eldest one at 9, I think I should be putting her into some sort of like autocross little buggies or some things.
10 short questions for you, 1 word answers. You don't have to think much for it. Okay. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Night for sure.
Night for sure, huh? What's your favorite hobby?
Motorsports.
Motorsports. Apart from that?
Motorsports.
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
It would be the first time I had sushi with raw fish. It would have been,
A Lambo or a Ferrari?
Lambo.
Lambo, okay. Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Dancing. Oh, arey wah. Video games or board games?
Board games.
Board games, okay. Sebastian Loeb or Juha Känkkönen?
Sebastian.
Sebastian, okay. Fast and Furious or Gone in 60 Seconds?
Gone in 60 seconds.
Smart choice. Fine dining or Koroga?
Both. Both.
Shoes or slippers?
Slippers.
Ian Duncan or Manveer?
Ian.
Okay. Brilliant stuff. This guy's a super sport over here, man. Sport on answers, bro. And you know, it's been a pleasure having you on board over here. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure to be here, Shaheed.
From us and the sponsor of us, there's a small hamper for you, for your time and everything. Yep. And trust me, your office is sorted, your garage is sorted now.
MacCoffee.
You gotta have a good supply over here. Try the cappuccino.
I will, definitely.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you to your sponsors, MacCoffee. I'm sure the products will be very good.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
We'll have another interview just for that.
All right, bro.
Thank you so much, Shaheed. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Keep watching, guys. It is all happening on Zindagi TV.